All right, what's up and what's going on, everybody? Good morning. This is Al, Fishing with Big Al. Welcome to the channel. And this morning, I am up. It is now 4:30. I've been up since about 3 something anyway. And it's 4:30 right now. And I am about to head out and go chase mullet and probably some pin perch. And high tide is going to be at 8:45 a.m. today here in Corpus Christi. So lately I've been trying to figure this out, and since I'm not surf fishing, because the seaweed for the most part is still around. Also, the tide is kind of murky, right, where the green water is out, and I'm seeing a lot of brown and stained water more than anything. So I've been fishing, you know, the jetties and fishing on the backside over there by the 361 bridge, but not the bridge itself, just some ways away from it, trying to fish and find fish. And I've had some success as far as throwing lures and hitting trout. And then some days I go back there and I'm throwing and nothing is happening, right? So the lure isn't, for the area I'm fishing, it's not too productive. I'm pretty sure that if I go out in the wade areas and I walk over there where the power lines and things like that are for 361, I could probably get into something. The only thing is, I don't have a lot of gear that I can really walk out there with and really trust the science of what I'm going to be needing when I get out there, right? Because when you get out there in that water, you got to protect a lot of things, your keys and all that kind of stuff. That's the way I see it. I've done it, and I've left things behind, and I haven't gone on that far of a journey that far out. I'm usually around my sources and things like that and when I'm doing it. So that is a beneficial. That's a benefit probably in itself, to probably have the best opportunity is to go out there and do the wade side of the house and just get out there in the middle of it and throw your lures in that area, because this other area I've been throwing hasn't been doing that great. But anyway, like I said, I'm debating which one do I want to do this morning. I haven't really had a lot of luck these past couple of days as far as fishing in the jetty itself, right? And it is July. This pretty much going to be the hottest time of the year between this and August. And for the most part, when I've been going over there, and I'm going when an hour before the tide is coming in, I'm there, right? I'm fishing. This morning it says go at 7:45, between 7:45 and 8:45, according to what AI Overview is saying. It's saying it's the best time to go and fish this area. I got at the end, if anybody is familiar with the Packery, the South Packery Jetty, at the very end, I'm wanting to go down there with some mullet, and I want to cast straight off the end and let my line drop into the hole and try to see if there are a big mangrove snapper in there. I know they're there because I got a guy who comes out there, and people know him. He comes out there and he dives on those areas, and he come up with some 21s and 23-inch size mangrove. And that's big for mangrove snapper. That's big because the actual size that you mainly catch them at is anywhere between 10 and sometimes you may hit a 15 or something like that. But to hit them 21s and 23s, that's something different. I got another area that I know where they're at, but I haven't been having too much luck down there either. So I'm not really sure if the mangrove snapper are really here heavy enough that you can go down and automatically know you're going to hit them. I've been hitting some big hard heads, things like that in that area downtown. I'm talking about, I hit a hard head the other day. If he didn't weigh 2 to 3 pounds, man, if he was fresh water, and I probably could have kept him anyway. I've done that. I've kept a saltwater catfish, right, that had a nice size to him, and I just brought him home, filleted him up, and I wanted to see what he was going to taste like. Tastes like regular catfish to me, right? It's just something that I think we've grown as far as freshwater cat and saltwater cat. Gaff tops, yeah, I keep gaff tops. Matter of fact, I just had gaff top yesterday for dinner. My wife cooked it up for me. I caught a gaff top Matter of fact, downtown. Nice size one. I thought it was a big trout at first, and it wound up being a gaff top. So I kept them, brought them home, filleted them up. She cooked it for me yesterday, and I had gaff top while I was watching TV. And it was good, right? Gaff top is a very nice tasting catfish, right? If you don't eat them, if you catch them big enough, I say anywhere between 2+ pounds or whatever, that's a nice size gaff top, fillet it up, easy. Easy clean. One of the easiest fish to clean as well, right? Just fillet it and go for it. Fry it up, blacken it, however you want to eat it, and it's great. But we're talking about the tide, right? So it says go at 7:45, and you know that makes sense. I'm old school, man. Usually when I go fishing, I go for the love of fishing, right? But I'm going to catch fish, and when I get there, I'll look at it, and if it looks like it's promising, I'll stay. But if it's not, then I say, okay, we can't fish here. Let's move somewhere else, right? Just like in a boat. Right, except we're doing it in our vehicles. We're doing it in our vehicles where boats can take a boat, take them anywhere they want to go, and they be on fish. Same thing we do with our vehicles. If you know where fish are supposed to be at, you go to one spot. If it don't look like it's going to be a reward, then you move up. You move out. You pack up and you move on somewhere else. But today it's saying 7:45. I haven't been seeing a lot of seaweed in the jetty, but that water's going to be moving. That is the problem with me going at 7:45, because if the high tide is at 8:45, and I know you want the water to be moving, but it's going to probably depend on what bait you're going to use too. So a lot of variables in this, right? It almost, even though I don't use it a lot during the summertime, I don't really mess around with a lot of shrimp, but free lining some shrimp at that time may be a good option, right? Because there's probably some reds. You might run into some trout. So who knows, man? I want to go catch some mullet, and I want to go catch some pinfish. But if that water's going to be moving, I need my pinfish not to be moving too fast. I do need it moving, right? I want the tide moving, but I don't want it moving so fast that it's going to be dragging my line, because that is what is happening, right? I'm using the knocker rig with about a 2 ounce on it, and I throw it out and I try to throw it to the right. It still travels, right? So that's not too good of a thing. Last year when we were doing it, I remember casting out and the water was moving, but it wasn't moving that fast. So this is where the problem comes in. If I wait past 8:45, let that fast water at least slow down a little bit, and try to go between 11 and 12, that's going to be an issue. It's going to be too hot, right? We're talking about today's temperature going to probably be, what is today's temperature supposed to be expected to be? Let's see. Right now it's 82 degrees, supposed to feel like 93. Like I said, it's going to be hot. So you can't get out there in the evening time. Now you can wing it and then go back in the evening after 5 o'clock, which is probably best. There are some times where I know if you go out there, but like I said, the seaweed is a problem on the surf side. I'll probably go over there and check it out this morning, look at it, and see if the seaweed is still heavy. But that's been a problem. It's been an eyesore. And you can't really get your line to do it in what you want it to do, because that seaweed gets on the end and around your bait, around your hooks and things like that. So that's a problem with fishing right now in my opinion, South Packer, from what I've seen. And I just fished it probably, today is Thursday. So I want to say the last time I went over there was Monday. I think I went Monday, and I messed around over there. And just as fast as I got there, I threw a lure. I think I threw some pin perch that I had left, and I tried throwing that. Like I said, the water was moving so fast, plus the seaweed was getting on it in the jetty itself. And then when I went to the surf side, same thing. It would sit out there, and then I'd see my rod start getting heavy, and the seaweed was on the end of it. So, You just made it, you just didn't care too much for it. But this is about choosing what to use this morning. So I'm thinking maybe I have to give in and get some live shrimp, and then go stand at the end between 7:45 and 8:45 and just throw some shrimp with free line it. Probably take about 36-inch fluoro and tie it off on the end of my line, and then just free line it and then go for it, right? Probably could take a lure and take my spoons and throw them off at the end too and bring that across. Wind's gonna be 8 miles per hour. That's what the wind condition supposed to be right now. So we got everything in its favor right now. It seems like it should be good until you get there. And then that's when you're gonna be like, man, in my mind, it felt like this was gonna be a good day. But once you get over there, if you start seeing the same stuff, you're gonna be like, I should have put everything in the truck. Put everything in the truck and be ready to go. That way you can just grab out what you think you should grab out and then go for it. I think that's the best. That's another solution. Put everything in the truck and just go for it and say, okay, that's just those spoons. We're going to have to do something. I don't want to buy the shrimp. That's what I don't want to buy, because I got a crew that comes over there and they religiously love throwing shrimp. And I didn't see them doing anything. They were hitting ladyfish. So today is Thursday. I said I went over there Monday, but I want to say this was Tuesday when that happened. And they were catching ladyfish. So the ladyfish was a problem too when they was over there. The ladyfish was on top of the surface and they were chasing that shrimp, and that's what they were hitting. So they tried to cut it up and then they tried to catch reds, but I seen them hitting hard heads off of that. So is today a good day to go fishing? Who knows? But anyway, any day you go fishing is a good day. It is. Any day you go fishing is a good day. But this is just, if you want to catch fish, then it's not really a good day, right? It's not really a good day because you want to catch fish. That is the subject. You want to catch. I'm not just going just to say I had a good day today. I'm actually tuned in to catching fish. But I'm trying to play in my head with this tide, which is at 8:45 this morning. It says get there at 7:45, an hour before and an hour after. It's the rule of thumb. That's what it says. So playing around with it. What are we gonna do? It is 4:43, and I got to get out of here and get ready to go chase some bait. So I think I made my mind up, because if you don't know, pinfish is a good trout hit. It's a good. I know people love buying or they go net them too. You can go net them. If you know where to go get them at, then you're good. I got a spot that I know I can go get them, and that's Croker. Only thing is, man, the mosquitoes, you can put on off, and it holds them off. But in order to get to the spot where I know they're at, man, you got to walk through all these weeds to get to them, and it's dark. So that's why I'm not going over there, because it's going to be dark and I'm trying to walk through these weeds. I don't want to walk up on something that I'm not expecting to be there. I scare it. It scares me. We got a problem. So I'm just thinking that I might just go to my other spot, and every now and then I can run into some croaker over there. But for the most part, you catch a bunch of pinfish, and trout. Speckled trout love the pinfish. They love it. So if you are trying to catch speckled trout and you run across pinfish, don't throw them back. Put them in your live well and use them, because they will hit it. They will hit it. And we're talking about some nice, we got it's 15 to 21. So you're going to catch trout in that range, but you may hit a big one too. And you are allowed to keep one. You can't tag one. So you never know. But they do love the pinfish. And that's what I need that water to be right, because when I go over to the jetty, it's them and the mangrove snapper. In that jetty, you can hit some nice sized mangrove snapper too. But that water needs to slow down enough to make it happen. If it's going too fast, then it's going to pull your line, and that's no fun. So that is what I'm thinking about. So it says 7:45. So I'm going with the science, and I think I'm going to try it, go over there and try to see if I can find some pinfish and then get it done. So with that said, I'm out. This is just me talking, man, about getting it figured out. If you got something that you can add to it, that your rule of thumb, how you fish it, then by all means leave a message and say, this is what I do. I want to go surf fishing. That's what I actually want to do. But like I said, that water condition, man, it's been murky. The water's been murky. At least when I've been going over there to check it out, I've been going at daybreak, and I get over there just to, go to the beach because I don't live that far from it. So I just drive over there, and as the sun coming up, I'm looking at it, and I'm just seeing murky water. So I don't stay. I wind up going somewhere else. And I've been going downtown because that water down there is green. It's green water downtown. Only thing is, I just haven't been able to get into the mangroves like I want to. I've only had one good day of mangrove fishing so far that I've caught a stringer for. But other than that, I went down there. Like I said, this was Monday. I did everything on Monday. I went downtown first, then I came back up to the jetties because you know what? I went downtown in the evening is what I did. I went down there at night, and I tried to time it as the sun was going down, and I fished it to about 10 o'clock, and the only thing I kept hitting was that gap top, and the rest of them was hard heads. Couldn't get away from the hard heads. Nothing but hard heads. That was it. So I got up out of there. But anyway, with that said, I'm out. 7:45 is the window. That is what it says. So depending on what bait I use, I'll try it. If I get live shrimp, then I may free line. But like I said, if them ladyfish are out there, then I just wasted money. Don't want to be messing with them. Them ladyfish get on my nerves. They fun to catch when you ain't, when you catch fish. If you hit one, no big, you don't mind. But when they're just there and they're in the way, they're like dolphins. Sometimes they just get in the way and make it bad for your fishing day. So anyway, with that said, if you're going fishing, enjoy yourself. Be safe out there. Respect one another, man. That's what it's all about. We just all out there trying to have fun. The kids are out of school, so let them have their fun. Do what they do. Teach them at the same time. If they ask you something, don't hold back. Give them some information. Kids want to learn. So with that said, I'm out. God bless. Peace.